6:10 a.m. and we're leaving Jacksonville and we're heading up to the land of the trembling earth, the Okefenokee swamp. Okay, so we arrived at the Okefenokee swamp, started in 1936 by the US Fish and Wildlife Service. Depending on where you get your facts from, it's anywhere between 600 and 700 square miles. It's actually the biggest wildlife refuge east of the Mississippi. About another 3 miles up to the entrance, so let's get going. This is Okefenokee Adventures. This is a company here at the Folkestone side of the park, and this is where they do the boat tours. We're actually going to come back in a couple hours and do a 9-minute boat tour. So this is, if you ever come here, this is where you sign up. Well, I just spoke to the ranger. He said about a week and a half ago there was some bear sightings here, so I'm going to go ahead and set up. While I'm setting up, I'll give you a little rundown on my gear. It's a Gitzo carbon fiber tripod 3530 series with a Jobu gimbal head, which is excellent, real sturdy. Got a Canon 600mm f4. It's the non-IS version, which I don't think is necessary when you're on a tripod. So this is actually a really good sturdy tripod for a lens this size. Probably going to be fogged up. Not yet. Might get lucky. Canon 1D Mark III series. 10.1 megapixels. Let's see what we can see.
This is as far as they got. This one, the canal company, started going broke because they started digging, and so they diversified and went into logging also. So they would float these logs up the canal they had dug. In those 4 years they had dug around 28 miles of canal, ridge of trees on either side. So out in the middle of prairie. To the right and the left is prairie, grassland prairie. Right, just back over your right shoulder, about where I'm pointing, you'll see the end of one of our trails. We call it the cane pole trail, and the fire actually burned a good bit of that wooden structure that was, well, all of it, the wooden structure. We had a covered observation deck out there. We've got a clump of that back in the boat basin. That's probably some more of that maiden cane growing with its roots holding together, being held together by some peat that's floating to the surface here. There's a big one over there. All that grass is new there. That was kind of a yellow, brown yellow looking gold. A lot taller than that before the fire. So that's pushed on and started right back there. Side, as I worked here, we had ice on the surface. A little bit of ice, maybe about an inch in some places. It's got plenty in Georgia to drive through ice. The boat will crunch right through it. We've had it seemed like a winter before last we had some canoers that were spending the night out on one of the overnight shelters, and they called in and said, listen, we're going to be late. We can't, it's too thin to walk over, it's too thick to Morning. Catch anything? I don't think the fish can see. I don't guess. On the altitude. Go slow.
And that one right there.
We're talking about the happen. Yeah, that's part of the root system. For years, people have been able to understand that the knees were how the root system would get oxygen. there's been argument on whether that's the case or not. Cypress, like I mentioned, is rock resistant and insect resistant. There's a factory between here and Folkestone that actually grows up cypress trees and makes them into mulch for people's gardens. Just like cedar mulch and redwoods. I'm kind of a tree hugger. I hate to see you cut down a tree and make a garden. And got some of the algae. You'll see it. Looking down in it, it looks like the black water we were just looking at. I had a 3-year-old in my boat a while back, and when we passed it up, I was driving and passed the cup up, and she turned it up to drink it. But check this out. It's not anything near black. Now, the idea to do the 2 cups was when I would do this and then tell people that if I had black spray paint and spray painted this cup and looked in it, they would look black. So the whole idea is that the bottom is covered with a dark brown blanket of peat. Now, peat varies in thickness from that thick to several feet thick. Probably below us, I would estimate we've got maybe 3.5 feet of water like this, and then peat probably for several feet below that, maybe 3 or 4 feet. The warmer the weather, the peat is fluffier. The colder the weather, it packs down tighter. So in this warm weather, we have problems with the peat being pumped up through the water pump in our engine, so we can overheat. That's what that is. We don't have the clay in our soil like most of Georgia's known for. Georgia's known for this red clay, but this part of Georgia, like Florida, is the coastal plain. So how about you folks up here? Where are y'all from? You guys? Where are you
from? Northeast Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right in the bird's mouth.
Okay, up here, Delana, go up that way?
Yeah, Tacoma, Helen.
Okay. That's where all the rest of Georgia goes in the fall, so you get traffic jams out in the woods, right?
Yeah, really.
I went there with some people years ago. We went up and stayed at somebody's cabin, a family cabin, that nobody'd been in a while.
Yeah.
And he felt really kind of sorry for it. And I said, well, Chip, what do you think? He says, well, I think it survived a while. All the wounds looked healed up good and everything. He says, but I think turtles probably took his legs. And I thought, wow, isn't that interesting? But usually you think of turtles as being alligator food, but you'll also on occasion see lots and lots of big turtles. And if you see a turtle the size of an army helmet, that turtle's got nothing to worry about because an alligator doesn't have a throat that big. An alligator would have to break that shell. They're not used to it. The smaller turtles, basically, the rule out here is their size, survival of the fittest, all that stuff.